Some sports cars impress you with power, others impress you with luxury, but the Porsche 718 has always been different. People love it because of balance, the way it feels through corners, the steering response, the connection between the driver and the road. That's what made the 718 special for years, which is exactly why the next version is such a huge moment for Porsche. Because the Porsche 718 EV is not just replacing a gasoline sports car. It's trying to prove that an electric sports car can still feel alive. And honestly, that's one of the biggest challenges in the modern automotive world right now. Now, before we go further, yes, Porsche has officially confirmed that the next generation 718 Cayman and Boxster models will become fully electric. Development prototypes have already been seen testing publicly, and Porsche clearly sees the 718 EV as a major part of its future performance lineup. And honestly, expectations are extremely high, because Porsche fans care deeply about driving feel, not just acceleration numbers, driving feel. Starting with the exterior design, the Porsche 718 EV is expected to keep the compact proportions and low stance that made previous Cayman and Boxster models so popular. The front end will likely become cleaner and more aerodynamic compared to current gasoline versions. Slimmer LED headlights, revised airflow channels, and active aerodynamic systems are expected to improve both cooling and efficiency. But unlike many EVs that completely smooth out every surface, Porsche will probably keep the car looking sporty and mechanical. Because at the end of the day, this still needs to look like a real Porsche sports car. From the side profile, the low roofline, wide rear stance, and short overhangs are expected to remain key parts of the design. And honestly, proportions matter massively for a car like this. The 718 always looked compact, balanced, and athletic without needing exaggerated styling. That's part of why people loved it. The EV version is also expected to use a unique battery layout designed specifically for sports car handling. Reports suggest Porsche may position battery modules behind the seats and along the floor to preserve the mid-engine balance feeling the 718 is known for. And honestly, that could become one of the smartest decisions Porsche makes with this car, because balance is everything in a lightweight sports car. Flush door handles, active aero systems, and aerodynamic wheel designs are also expected to improve efficiency without ruining the clean Porsche styling language. Around the rear, expect slim LED taillights stretching across the back, along with aggressive diffuser styling and active aerodynamic elements. Even though this is an EV, Porsche will almost certainly make sure the rear still feels performance-focused and aggressive. Now let's move inside, because this is another area where Porsche needs to be careful. Modern EV interiors are becoming giant digital spaces, but Porsche knows sports car buyers want simplicity and driver focus more than oversized screens. The cabin is expected to stay clean, premium, and heavily driver-oriented. Expect digital gauges, a central infotainment display, premium leather and Alcantara, sport seats, minimal distractions, physical controls for important driving functions. And honestly, Porsche usually gets this balance right. The interior will likely feel modern without becoming overwhelming. The driving position is expected to remain low and connected, keeping that classic sports car feeling where the driver sits close to the road. Visibility will likely stay excellent for a performance car, while the compact cabin keeps everything within easy reach. And honestly, that sense of connection is probably more important than giant technology features in a car like this, because people buying a Porsche 718 care about the driving experience first, not just screens. Now let's talk performance, because this is where things become extremely interesting. Electric power completely changes how sports cars behave. Instant torque means immediate acceleration with zero delay, no gear shifts, no turbo lag, no waiting for power. And honestly, the Porsche 718 EV will almost certainly feel brutally quick in a straight line. But straight line speed alone isn't what makes Porsche special. Handling is, steering feel is, chassis balance is. That's the real challenge here. Porsche is expected to focus heavily on lightweight engineering, low centre of gravity, and sharp chassis tuning to preserve the character of the current 718. And honestly, if anyone can make an EV feel engaging through corners, it's probably Porsche. The battery placement underneath the chassis should lower the centre of gravity significantly, helping stability during aggressive driving. Reports also suggest Porsche may offer both rear-wheel drive and dual-motor all-wheel drive configurations, depending on the trim level. That means buyers could potentially choose between a purer, lightweight setup or higher performance traction-focused versions. And honestly, that flexibility makes sense. Now imagine driving the 718 EV through a winding mountain road early in the morning. The steering feels immediate. The chassis stays planted. The body moves with a precision through every corner. You press the accelerator exiting a turn. Instant torque pushes the car forward smoothly and aggressively. No interruptions, no hesitation. Just immediate response. That's where electric sports cars start becoming exciting, not because they're silent, but because they react instantly. Now let's talk about handling feel, because this is probably the single most important part of the entire car. Porsche has spent decades building some of the best steering and chassis tuning in the industry. If the 718 EV loses that connection, enthusiasts will notice immediately. That's why reports suggest Porsche is spending enormous effort refining steering calibration, suspension response, and overall driver feedback. And honestly, they need to, because people don't buy 718 models only for speed. They buy them because the car feels alive underneath them. Now let's discuss battery technology and charging. Porsche already has experience building high-performance EVs through the Taycan, so the 718 EV will likely benefit heavily from that knowledge. Expect fast charging capability, advanced thermal management, and strong performance consistency, even during aggressive driving. And honestly, performance consistency matters more than peak numbers in sports cars. Anyone can build a car fast for 5 seconds. The challenge is making it feel good for hours. Range will likely depend on the version, but Porsche is expected to prioritize driving performance and lightweight engineering over massive battery sizes. That's probably the right decision, because sports cars should feel agile first. Now let's talk about sound. This is one area many enthusiasts worry about. The current gasoline-powered 718 already has strong engine character, especially at higher RPMs. Without that sound, some people fear the EV could feel less emotional. But honestly, Porsche probably understands this concern better than most manufacturers. Instead of fake engine noise, Porsche will likely focus more on natural electric sound design, mechanical feedback, and immersive driving feel. And honestly, that's the smarter approach. The 718 EV doesn't need to imitate old engines. It just needs to create a new kind of sports car experience. Now let's discuss why this car matters so much. Because the Porsche 718 EV represents something much bigger than just another electric sports car. It represents one of the world's most respected sports car brands trying to prove that driving enjoyment can survive in the EV era. And honestly, if Porsche gets this right, it could completely change how enthusiasts see electric performance cars. Because the goal here isn't simply speed, it's connection. The Porsche 718 EV could prove that electric sports cars can still feel engaging, balanced, emotional, and genuinely exciting to drive. And honestly, very few companies are more qualified to attempt that challenge than Porsche. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share for more upcoming sports cars, future EVs, and next generation automotive content. This is the car era.